All right, hello guys. We got Christian here. Reminder: if you do have a question, please use the raise your hand function, and we will call on you. Willie P, let you take it away.
Thank you, Woody. Afternoon, Christian. How are you?
Good afternoon. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. Feeling good.
What is the latest you can tell us about Guzman's availability for this weekend?
Guzman is progressing well. Is a guy that is a very good pro. He puts a lot of effort in what he does, whether he's training, whether he's recovering, and he's working really well. And together with medical department, we are all on the same page. We talk more than once on a daily basis, and we are happy with the way he's progressing.
In terms of options, if he's unable to go, are you more apt to use Makoun or slide Fuchs back to center back and bring Mora in as the left side back?
I don't know. It's something I have to see. These are two good options because Christian showed when he came on against Nashville halftime, he was ready and did very well with the ball and without the ball. Joseph, for me, I want to spend a word about him because for me, Joseph, you gave me this assist and I'm going to take it. Joseph, for me, is the ultimate pro. He's a guy that is a great teammate for everyone. He works very hard on a daily basis. He's ready when you ask him to play. He's ready to play wing back. He's ready to play full back. And he's a guy that picks the pace of the game straight away. He's a credit to this club and he's a great guy and player to have around. So either options are possible. There is also Jan Sobocinski that for me is a good player, trains really well. Again, he's a guy that when we asked him to step in, he did it well. He did it in Columbus. He did it against Red Bulls. So he's also another option.
In terms of the lineup, independent of that particular decision, how much are you fighting the whole "if it isn't broke, don't fix it" moniker versus trying to keep guys motivated based on the way that you had the form go the last 2 weeks?
I think it's important to give continuity to the team, especially if the team is doing well. But for me, the team is everyone. So very often, as I said after the press conference of the game, during the week, we repeat exercises with different 11s. Everybody gets an opportunity to play in those positions because, everybody that is part of the squad has to be ready to come on and play like we did with the youngsters that now are establishing themselves in the team or in the squad. And for me, this is the same for every player that we have got here at the Charlotte Football Club.
And lastly, how's Miami different than the side you saw here at Bank of America Stadium? I know that coming off a short week will be different for them, but what have you noticed about that team since the last time you've had to dive in and
Yeah, they are a good team. We played already against them in preseason as well. They have good players, again, well coached, organized. And when I saw them against Orlando, I thought they were very unlucky not to take anything from the game. Really unlucky. They were close, in my opinion, to take the 3 points, then even a draw, and then unfortunately the game finished as it finished. But even yesterday against Philadelphia, which we know how good they are, Philadelphia, they gave them a game. I think is a team in a good moment. They signed a couple of good players in Corentin and is Pozuelo. And plus, you saw last night, Higuain is a guy that even when he doesn't start, he's still Higuain, he's a guy that can create anything and then he can be involved. Is pure quality. Campana, we know that is a player that brings a lot to the team. And many other players from Yedlin, from Taylor, from Duke, from obviously Gregor, who is very experienced at the back. So it's a team that will provide a challenge because also they can change system within the game. They can go to 3 at the back to 4. It's gonna be, we have to be really focused when we go there, and we have to play at our best.
Buona fortuna.
Grazie.
Carol?
Hey, Christian, how are you?
Hey, Carol. Fine, thank you. You?
Good. I know I'm not the most well-versed soccer strategist, so I'm going to use your brain on this one, but it seems like Brant Bronico is in the box more. You know, he's getting some opportunities maybe farther forward than normal and what he had been doing. Is that true? And if so, how's he getting those opportunities and why?
Yeah, Brandt is a very fit player. He can run up and down, and but it's important for us that he keeps the balance. He makes the team play. We had a number of discussions from preseason until now with Brandt, that is this kind of guy that he has to provide balance first and make the team play, and to help in the defensive duties as well as creating the play. Against Nashville, we had a couple of situations that we saw on the video in which he could unlock, the block that they are pretty good at creating with deep runs. And once when Jordi Reina gave him a ball, he nearly scored. It was, but he was in the right place at the right time. Yeah, and I think as you become more and more familiar with the role, and also I think the balance of the midfielder helps, because both Quinn and Sergio can come and, they can rotate and create this kind of, to fill the gaps that we want to fill onto the pitch, but doesn't have to be necessarily fixed by a player, but they can rotate. So, and I think Brandt is understanding this better and better. So I think Brandt is he's a hell of a player, not just in this league, but he's a guy that would make many teams better, in my opinion.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jason Brown?
Thank you, Woody. And Christian, thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. Will asked you about how Miami has improved since the last time you faced them. How has your team grown or improved since the last time the two of you played each other?
I think we are different from the team that played Miami, because, as I said on many occasions, every coach has got his own way of interpreting a system of play and the principle of play. I think we are a team that we are trying to play our own football, and trying to, like everybody, we are trying to find the magic formula that everybody's looking for and nobody has. Maybe some teams, they have it more than others, that you create a lot and try to concede less. And we want to play ideally higher up on the pitch as much as possible. In this sense, we want to create more, but obviously we need to have this balance right, because especially against a team like Miami, and not just them, but they are pretty good on offensive transition, because they have good players that can punish you as soon as you become a little bit loose on the counter pressing. So we need to be focused and to keep improving in the things that we have been putting together in the last 6 games.
Has there been, or can you sense a change in confidence level? I mean, do you feel that it's growing, or is that something that, us idiots in the media just make too much of?
No, I think the guys are, this is a good group. It's been a good group from day one, and it's a challenging group, but I said it on many occasions, and the more I work with them, the more I will repeat it. I love to work with this group, with this, what the boys give. They have a lot of energy, and everybody obviously is different, but there is, I think you can sense things as good as anybody, of course, in the media. So there is this enthusiasm, and we need to stay humble, and we need to stay focused on what we need to improve. Me and the staff on a daily basis, we watch videos, we watch training, and we have clear what we want to improve. And this week also we are working on a couple of things that has to keep us on track, to keep improving and to become the team that I believe this group can become.
Right, Antonio.
Hi, Christian. Good to see you again.
Thank you. You too.
Can you walk us through your intentions on using the fullbacks in more of an interior position rather than a normal fullback using a wide positioning? What do you expect from them occupying those interior positions like an extra midfielder at some points, I would say?
You really are Phil Neville, but with Antonio Mask, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I work for the team, so I just want to. You want to know your insight about how you utilize those fullbacks more of an interior positioning.
It depends on the moment of the game. It depends on what the opponents you have in front. I think that there are merits in both. I think that is important to have certain position occupied when you attack. Okay. And you have to find the balance between playing and defending, because when you are, because it's great to play, everybody wants to play, and everybody is saying that they want to play 4-3-3, everybody wants to be attacking minded, but then after, when you lose the ball, you also have to defend a lot of space behind you. And so in those transitions, those moments, you are in danger. So the moment in which you are in danger is when you are playing open with a lot of players over the line of the ball, wide. And so it's very important to keep in mind this balance when you play. And I think also we have very good wingers with Jordi Reina, which is, in my opinion, is one of the best players in the league, technically. He's our technical leader, and is, in my opinion, one of the technical leaders of the team. We have really good wingers in Camille, in Mackenzie, in Kerwin, Andre when he plays wide, or even Chris Eggert. He can play in that position and offering different flavor to that position. And so, you know, I'd rather have them occupying the wide areas and to play the. But again, the game then is fluid, and they can come inside at times, and the fullbacks, there are times in which the fullbacks can overlap. But you know, this is one of the options that we have, to have them inside or to overlap.
Great, and I'm curious to know, who has been the most challenging coach you have faced so far in the MLS?
All of them, they are challenging. I think that this is a good league, as I said in the past, and I repeat it, with good players, good coaches. From Red Bulls, and that's why I value every point that we got, because he was always against good teams, well coached, well organized, and Miami is the same, good coach, experience both as a player and as a coach. Yeah, I mean, everybody. Last week, Gary Smith provided a tough challenge again in Montreal, Columbus, all of those, Austin, all of those coaches are a challenge to me, and going forward will be the same.
Thank you, Christian.
But, again, we have to respect everybody, but not be scared of anyone.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, Cal, I see you just hopped on.
Yes, appreciate it. Coach, I appreciate your time. As you continue to push forward and you start getting the results from these performances that you guys are putting in, what do you feel is the biggest strength of your team right now as a whole that you guys really hang your hat on? If you go, hey, we are one thing, we are good at this one thing, what is that?
It's difficult to say that, because the game, in order to do well in a football game, you have to be good at different things, or at least you have to be competitive at many different things. I think the defenders, they show that they give us this solidity when we defend. But it's not just them, also the midfielder, the strikers, they show that when we have to defend, we do it together. Again, it's not perfect and we have few things to improve, like we show all together when we are in the video room on a weekly basis. And then when we go forward, you know, we have to attack with many players. We ask this, even the goalkeeper to participate to the building of the action. So I think what we are trying to do here is to create a complete game so that we can defend and attack with all the players. We are asking the fullback to play in a certain way, to the central defender to become playmakers, as well as we are asking the strikers to press the ball high. And again, we are still work in progress in many ways, and we are improving, but you have to give the boys time to adjust to some different way of interpreting the situation. So I think the boys has been solid until now, but we will see how we're going to improve that.
And with that, that flexibility, you've not been afraid to chop and change your lineup from game to game. There's positives and negatives to that, being flexibility is a good thing within the squad, but also you want to have cohesion. Do you feel like you're lacking anything by not having like true consistent starting lineups from game to game, or do you feel like that's a strength for your team?
Flexibility is good when you get a good result. So you get a good result, you look like you're good. And then you get a bad result, the flexibility, it means you don't know what you're doing. So I've been in this game for long enough to know that. And so, but for example, the last two games we played with the same starting 11. So already part of your question and has been answered. But it's good to have flexibility, meaning to have many players that can contribute. And I think we have a good squad. I'm really happy with these guys, really happy with this squad. And I think we have, as you can see, also the players that come on, they come on hungry, they come on ready to contribute, which is what we want. A healthy team is a team that has got not just the starting 11, but the one that they are called to represent the football club on the day, the 20, that when they are called upon, they come and do the job. And I think that they made this club proud on a number of occasions, coming on and really contributing to the team. Because the team is this 20 on the day that represent all of us.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, lastly, John Lupo.
Christian, you mentioned that all of the dangerous players that Miami has, but now that they have Pozuelo, of course, as a former MVP in this league, what kind of added dimension and danger and threat does he bring to their side that you're going to have to deal with?
We don't know because we didn't play yet for them. So I think even Phil Neville doesn't know that. No, but of course, we know how good he is. He's a creative player that can create things out of nothing. He's a little bit like Carles Gil for New England. He's one of those players that can float between the lines and change the game in many different ways and at any moment. So I think it will give them, it will improve the team by his own performance, but also by giving confidence to his teammates. Because when you know that you play with a player of that quality around you, you play with more joy, more happiness, knowing that that guy is on your side. So I think there will be, but I don't want to talk too much about Miami because this is a question maybe more for Phil Neville than for me.
You mentioned that you like to have a lot of different players that are able to score and able to provide assists, and you had 4 different goal scorers against Nashville. What do you think was able to click so well in that game that you had so many different guys contributing that you can carry over going forward now starting against Miami?
I think is the work that you do on a daily basis on the pitch. So the working on a daily basis, the guys, as I said in the past, they are serious. They put intensity in the work that they do. They are hungry. They want to know why we do certain things, and they carry out their responsibilities and duties with a lot of professionalism on a daily basis. So after that, the work, in my opinion, always pays off. And so by repeating and getting better on a daily basis, I don't think that there is any secret formula, rather than, keeping doing what you do, to do it at the best of your abilities, and to do it on a daily basis on the football pitch. That always, sometimes it pays off better than other times, but ultimately the individual will improve, and therefore the team will improve. Obviously, when we play at home, we have this bonus of an unbelievable crowd that is magical in many different ways, and that also helps a lot, more than the coach, I think.
Great. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
All right. I think we'll end it there. Thank you, Christian, for your time today.
Thank you.
We will see you guys after the game.
Thank you.